All right, so here is a list of who the Browns have so far requested interviews with as of this moment. It's Todd Monken, offensive coordinator for the Ravens, Aiden Dirty, Jaguars defensive coordinator, Dan Pitcher, who is the Bengals offensive coordinator, along with internal candidates Jim Schwartz, Tommy Rees. Again, that will grow without doubt. Um, Nobody on there knocks my socks off. I'm most interested in Jim Schwartz. If he can provide a clear, here's how I would make things different, I think you got to take him seriously.
Well, I'll tell you what, David. To me, right now, he's the leader in the clubhouse. If you're trying to handicap this race of who's going to be the next Browns coach, and I'm not even saying that I think he's like a better than 50-50 chance. I just think he's a known candidate who's well liked inside the building by players and Andrew Barry and ownership. Barry worked with him in Philadelphia. If you're hanging your hat on this defense being elite, right? I think it was really, really good this year. And Andrew Barry certainly thinks that. And he's going to devote all the resources this offseason to the offense. Then you don't want to weaken that part of your team because you're going to rely on that. You're going to try to win games, with low scoring games next year. That's got to be the plan. So I'm sure the Browns want to keep Jim Schwartz in at least the defensive coordinator capacity, if not a head coach. Obviously, he's been a head coach. He's can stand in front of a room and lead guys and hold guys accountable and all those things. So I do think he's a viable candidate for this job. I don't think Andrew Barry would be so narrow focused to just set his sights on him early and kind of discount all the other guys who are going to be available and going to be interviewed. That's not how this organization has operated. It's not how what Andrew Barry believes. But I do think he's a viable candidate. And then, I think Pitcher's an interesting one out of Cincinnati. Hasn't I don't think he's calling plays down there, but he's been the coordinator the last 2 years. He worked with Andrew Barry in personnel in Indianapolis a decade ago, so there's a connection there. Those are the two guys that interest me, I think, the most on that list.